matter. But do me a favor, pull your pants away. Let me show you how the footwork is, how I'm going to get my foot. I want to get my foot around behind his foot and almost pointed forward. And I want to lock my shin into his shin. The goal here is I trap his foot. All right, take your foot out. If I can, take your foot out. That's the goal, is that I hook his foot. If I'm just like this, take your foot out. And he can just take it out like this. If he can just lift his foot out, that's what I'm trying to avoid. So I try to get in behind and hook. And I want to bend my shin across it. You should be able to feel it like I'm grabbing with my foot and everything. All right, so that's where I'm going with the placement. The way that I'll usually get there, the simple way is just 1, 2. So that's the footwork, 1, 2, to get there. Now what I'm gonna do with this hand is, I need the weight off of this foot. If he's heavy, if he's like a 50-50 stance and he's kind of heavy on this foot, it's gonna be hard to move it, right? So I need the weight off. And what I'm gonna do with this hand is I'm gonna stiff arm him. If I come in here and I stiff arm him, see how it leans him back? It leans the weight back here and it takes the foot off, the weight off the front. So I'm gonna start with a stiff arm, and if I have a sleeve grip, that's fine too. Here, I'm gonna start with a stiff arm to get the weight off, and then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna take the foot. Here, I stiff arm to get the weight back, and I come in, I trap it. So the weight's off the foot, I've got it hooked, and I pull it forward. As soon as I have his foot moving, the hand that I was stiff arming with, I pull straight down. So if you imagine, he's got weight on this foot. If I take away the foot, and then I put all of his weight back onto that foot, that's what I'm doing. So I'm here, I stiff arm him to get the weight back here, take the foot, as soon as I have it, right now, I pull, and I drop. Big guys, even some of my Rob size, like really big guys, you might have to go with them. So I stiff arm, I come in, I take it, I drop my whole body with him. If you're dropping with him, it's very important that I don't drop like this, because he's gonna come on top. When I hit the floor, I need to be like this so that I can high leg or I can shift and come to the side mount, something like that. If I do this and I drop to my back, watch. If I'm here, I take and I drop to my back, that's a problem, okay? So if you're gonna drop, and with big guys, a lot of times you have to, you gotta use your weight to pull him down. So I stiff arm him, hook the foot. He gave me his foot, I didn't have to hook it. It's okay. If I drop like this as I'm turning in. So I finish here, right? I can't high leg from here to mount, so I'll just switch my hips and I'll come to side mount. If I was a little higher, I personally, once I hit the floor from here, I like to high leg and get up to mount. But if it doesn't work, just switch your hips and go to side mount. All right, so that's the gist of it. Anybody need to see any of those details?
I want to see how does he defend it, or what gives you trouble, like difficulty pulling it off.
People who have good foot movement, once you guys kind of see it coming, he
flips his foot up, right?
If he gets his foot out of the way before I get there, then yeah. If I don't lock this in properly and he's able to escape, but see, if I have it locked in properly, as soon as he goes to move his foot, I drop it. That doesn't really give me too much trouble.
So it depends on who's first.
What do you mean?
With the trap, you go to trap first, or he can flip.
If he can stop me from trapping it, and he swoops it out there, then yeah.
Bringing his weight maybe this direction.
If he's got a really good base, and he doesn't mind me, and I can't move him, that can do it. But honestly, it's hard for me to say. One thing I will say is, so this is how I teach the initial starting this, is because he's going to have some kind of grip here, which is fine, is to stiff arm, hook the foot, and take him, right? As you move up, I can do this off of this movement too, because a lot of times as I move in to grab, he'll start to take a step back. And I don't necessarily have to trap it then. It's more dynamic, it's less static. But I like to start static. Once you have the static idea of this, it's much easier to do it more dynamic. The other way to do it moving is I'm actually moving. Let's say we're right on right. Right on right, and I want this foot, right? I'm moving. And I'm trying to get that foot forward, and then I'm driving. So it's constant movement trying to get that foot. But for now, start with the static hook and pull. It's just this. Give that a shot.
Three, two,